Okay, so this is a video tutorial on how to create a Pogo programming jig for surface mount ATTiny85s. So what this tutorial presumes is that you have an ATTiny85 based PCB that is all ready to go that has the ATTiny85 Pogo Programmer configuration pads that we covered previously in the build. So this is going to be assuming that you've already got your PCB ready to go, that it has this configuration in play. And so to get started, what we're going to do is we are going to go up to File, Export, and SVG in EasyEDA. And we're going to deselect most of these options. We do want the bottom paste mask layer to be selected, as well as the board outline, but no other options should be selected here. And so we'll go ahead and export that file. In Inkscape, then, we will open up the Pogo Programmer template file that is linked in the description, and you should have something that looks like this. At that point, then, we will go to File and Import, and we will import the EasyEDA file that we just created, and click OK. And it's going to bring this into the board. So at this point, then, we are going to go up to Object, and we're going to click Ungroup, and that's going to break this into several pieces. We'll deselect, and then we'll kind of come over this area and click and delete this kind of invisible border here, as well as these elements of the battery. What we want to have left is these programmer pin interfaces and then the board outline. We can then select the entire group, and the goal here is to get this aligned with the 8 red programmer pins on the template as closely as you can. So I'm going to pinch and zoom to come in even closer. And the more accurately you can align these, the better chance you'll have of getting just a good solid programming interface when all is said and done. Okay, so that looks pretty close. And so at this point I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to highlight these and delete them because now I know that we are fully aligned. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this outline to be this bright colored green. So if I right click over this green and hit set stroke, it's going to turn that color green, which will let me know kind of when I need to cut this particular shape. I also need another shape. So everything that is green and yellow is going to be part of our frame, and so we'll be kind of saving that accordingly. However, also, we are going to be making a topper that is going to hold our PCB into place. And to do that, we're going to need to create another circle that's actually slightly smaller than the outline of our PCB. And so what I'll do is I'm going to click on this and look at the overall diameter of our PCB. So in my case, it's 34 millimeters. And so I'm going to come over to the circle tool, and I'm going to create a circle, and I want to make its diameter, in this case, a little bit smaller than that 34. So I'm going to make mine 30 by 30. And I'm going to, in this particular case, I'm going to give it a blue outline. So I will right click and hit set stroke. And I want to align this circle in with this one. And so to do that, I'm going to go to Objects and click Align and Distribute, which will bring up this menu. You'll notice that my relative to is set to last selected. And so with this circle selected, if I select this inner circle and then click on my Align Vertical, you'll notice that it aligns that first circle that I clicked relative to this inner circle. Now at this point, I am ready to save my file. So I'm going to click File, Save As. I want to save this as a DXF R14. Click Save. I want to make sure that neither of these boxes is selected, and also that my base unit is set to millimeters. We generally use inches, however these PCBs are designed in millimeters, and so we don't want to mix our units. That also means that when you're importing this DXF file into the laser cutter, that you'll need to make sure that its units are set for millimeters as well, and we'll show you how to do that if you are not so certain. So I'll click OK, and then I will save that file. And when I take this over to the laser cutter, I'm actually going to be making two types of cuts. So for the very first cut that I make, I'm going to load up a piece of acrylic, and I'm going to cut everything that is either yellow or green. And the yellow and green lines are going to create the jig piece that's going to essentially encircle our PCB to kind of make sure that it doesn't shift laterally on the frame. I'm then going to cut on another piece of acrylic everything that is yellow or blue. And this is going to be the topper that actually holds the PCB down to prevent it from shifting up and down. And so when I sandwich all these pieces together, I'll be able to firmly attach my PCB to the Pogo Programmer to hold it in place so that I can program it as many times as I need to until I am all done with it. And that's it.